Guys, this is Jeff with Wandering Peasant Garage, and we are headed out to my parents' house this weekend to help them with their pole barn. So I don't know what kind of content we're gonna get, but it might get interesting. So strap yourself in and hold on to your butts, because me and the pups who decided to lay down as soon as I started this video, we're going. Where you guys at? Those are good boys. Oh, there's Arlo. Always sitting like a human. Yeah, good boy. You're so proper. Put your seatbelt on. All right, see you later. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed those videos. I thought the time lapses were pretty cool. Playing with the RC car is always fun. Helps you learn physics before you roll your own vehicle. So we're back home. And I figured let's try to drill the housing. So what we got here, a few things. So I got a 5-piece center drill set. You know, these little guys. Great. They're very good at starting. Sorry, my cat's opened the door somehow. Yeah. We got center drills. They're very good for drilling your first hole. Finding your hole is what I usually call it. But basically, you know, they don't have a lot of flex to them. And so instead of walking around on the piece you're trying to drill, they'll usually catch and start making a hole for you. So we've got some center drills. We've also got some Tap Magic, some cutting fluid. So that'll help us with a little bit of coolant. It's nothing crazy, but at least I can use it while I'm drilling the housing and while I'm tapping. And then Ace Hardware had a closeout sale, so these Milwaukee drill bits were half off, so I decided to grab it. So I had a little set. That wasn't an old set. Whole bunch of hand-me-downs in there. I don't know if I have a full set of drill bits laying around. And then we got the 1/4-inch MPT tap, and then this is a 7/16 cobalt drill bit for when I go to drill the final hole before I tap. I'm just gonna get some of this stuff open. Anything else in here? All right, so this bad boy plugged in. We'll get set up. Yeah, so we're not going to use the right. I don't think that the vise will be helpful. Okay, so I need to get the housing up over here. And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna brace it up on this table. So we're not gonna use this bit. I need a little bit more space there, but about where we need to be. All right. Okay. So I think we want to be, and I'm going to adjust just a little bit from here. I need to find a piece of metal. So this 7-gauge material, right, is going to go across the top of the pumpkin. And it's going to weld. I'm going to have an axle truss that goes across the whole entire thing. So I know that for a fact I'm going to have to give a little bit of room for this guy. So, and I think it's, sorry, I have the camera. I think it's actually goes like, yeah. Possibly. So I'm going to have to be further back. It's basically right underneath the line, like right underneath the. That's how much gap I gotta give, which means I'm like right here in the middle, probably, of this 9. And that'll put me like right here. So, I need to move this guy forward. So, weld, 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 weld. Right? So I'll probably want to shoot for the center of this 9 right here, because this right here will get really hard and it might warp. My welding could potentially warp the threads that I create, so I might as well put it off to the side over here, which I hope is okay. Not necessarily everybody's putting an axle truss on their AMC 20 when they're doing the ARB air locker installation, but I mean, we still got quite a bit of, it doesn't taper off and go straight down till here, so I think we could put the air line through here just fine. We'll bend the hose to go up through there because the actual diff in there doesn't really spin. The diff carrier, it's all the parts, the innards inside of it. So right in the center of this hole is where we're going to shoot to put this hole, or the center of the 9 is where we're going to shoot to put this hole. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to jig this up so that I can get, I don't know if you can see this angle perfectly, but we'll look at that right now. I'm going straight down right now. When I'm drilling straight down into something on an angle, which is going to be a lot harder than like if I were to
I want to try to get it as flat as possible. So that's what I'm going to work on doing, but I think I need to move the camera back just a little bit so that I'm not knocking it while I'm trying to get this situated. So that I'm working in for some reason. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Would have been funny if the drill bit got stuck and I would have had to take it all off to get it out. That would have been cool. It does happen, so be careful. Okay. So now, what's gonna happen is I probably am not far enough up in my Z coordinate, so I'm gonna have to okay, I hit. All right. Open up my Tap Magic. I know it's not really a drill bit cutting fluid, but that's what I got, so. Okay, so that's actually cutting a really nice hole. I'm going to set up the camera a little better. There you go. So that right there, I'm going to grab I don't have a rag laying around, so just give me a second. I don't want to use what's next to me, of course, for whatever reason. I have reasons, guys. Question it. But I thought I had rags just laying around over here. I'm like a damn fool. Anyway. Nice little center hole. Okay. I'm gonna switch. You put my center drill bit is not designed to go all the way through, really. Just want to start the hole with it. Now the next drill bit has a hole to find, so it's not walking around, which can be annoying. So I will probably finish with a 1/4 inch bit. Oh crap, is that gonna fit? Okay, add a little more cutting fluid. Wait, it's not gonna catch, right? All right, I'm gonna continue. I don't know if you saw the smoke, but now's a good time to chill. I'm gonna grab some compressed air. All right. So, had to lower it down a little bit because the 7/16 drill bit is much larger. As you can see, I was blowing out the burrs after a little bit of cutting and then applying cutting oil just to make sure that the bit has enough lubrication. Everything's nice and cool. So we've got our pilot hole. Now we're gonna go to a much larger size. So just because there's a pilot hole doesn't mean we push any harder. We're still gonna take our time. All right. I think I lost center, which is great. Is it the very best system? Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna get some jockeying. now we've got to, oh, you know what? That's one thing I didn't get, something to deburr it with. What you can do is take a much larger bit though. So, let's see if I got a larger bit. Okay, that drill bit's not piping hot. Still looks nice and sharp. And that's exactly the way you want to do it. I mean, so we'll toss this big guy in there for a second. Whoops. It's okay. It was stuck in there. It did its job. You can see the bevel. Yeah, you can see the bevel. Oh man, what if I did the wrong hole? Now it's just about getting this tap in there nice and straight. Okay, so like always, I can't find the one piece to my tap set that I need. That would make this a little bit easier. And that's the thing that holds on to this 1/4 inch MPT tap. So the most important part about doing this part, like tapping the hole, is just making sure that you thread this guy in there straight, which is probably going to be pretty difficult for me. I'll put some lube on there. Okay, set it in there. Now, normally what I would do is I would put a center find in this drill press, and I would like put this drill press down and then engage the hold and put a little pressure and keep this thing straight down. And I would turn this knowing it was straight up and down with everything, you know, having pressure on it. But the problem is, because the axle housing itself isn't really locked in here very well, it's already moved from center, and so I'm not on center. Doesn't make sense to do that, so I'm going to do my best, knowing how we drilled, to kind of just tap this straight down into the hole. Now, what's scary about doing it the way that I'm doing it is if I get sideways any little bit, like if I'm like this or like that, you know, any which direction, and I start going at it sideways and I apply too much force, well, guess what's gonna happen? This is brittle. In order for it to cut, it's very hard and brittle. It'll break and it'll be stuck in there, and I'll be SOL, and I'll have no more axle housing. So you guys are gonna watch as I pucker my cheeks and try Try to get this to go in the way it's meant to. And I always do like a 1 turn and then a 1/4 turn backwards. So we're going to go through another full rotation. When I go backwards, what I'm doing is I'm clearing the threads that I'm cut. Oh no, I'm gonna lose. Okay. It would suck if this whole thing fell. And I went back to ground zero anyways. Okay. I can't have that. I really need this to be stable. Now the sweating begins. Okay. Sometimes just because of the angle of how you're trying to twist it and the forces, it will want to take the whole housing with it. Okay, we're at a point where I'm going to apply some more cutting oil. Okay, and get another hit. I know it's probably a waste, but whatever. I only have one axle housing, guys. Now, a 1/4 inch MPT, it is a tapered thread tap, so you don't have to go all the way through. It's going to continue to taper as you go. So it's good sometimes when you get as far as I've gotten. Whoop! Forgot to hold it. It's good to sometimes back it out and just make sure how far down you've actually gone. Yeah, so I've cut some decent threads. What I'm gonna do is blow them out. It's okay, so it's gotta be this. Okay. So it does want to go, but barely. So that tells me that I can probably give it a couple more turns. So we'll get you nice and cleaned up. Well, there you have it, folks. That right there is ready to go. Smack dab right in the middle of the 9. The airline for the ARB air locker will come out right there, and we will be good to go. Yep. So I'm completely dripping sweat. There's not much airflow back here, but yeah, that was fun. I think that will be the end of this part 3. We'll just be drilling the housing and tapping it. This is now ready to go. Probably maybe see that it could, yep, looks nice, man. And that is definitely right side up. Okay, awesome. Tune in next time.